Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday evening meditation. I'm delighted that you are here tonight. It's a gorgeous evening in the District of Columbia. Springtime is in the air. It's so close. I think we can all taste it. But this is the most wonderful time. It's the middle of the week. It's the time to just be still for a few minutes. Nothing's required of you. No one's asking anything of you other than to enjoy this moment for yourself. It's that easy. We use this evening to kind of regroup and re-energize ourselves for the week. And we are guided by the drawing of a divinity card, an oracle card. And on the third Wednesday of every month, we switch it up because we use the Earth Magic cards on the first two Wednesdays, but on the third Wednesday, in an effort to expand our notion of spirituality and life here and beyond, we use these most beautiful cards, the contact cards. Each card is accompanied by its own short story, and that story is the insight for the week. Our personal insight, our group or community or even world insight. But it is chosen with all of our energies involved. And it is your message and our message, however it resonates with you, however you seek to apply it after tonight. Not that hard. We'll take some time once we draw the card and I read you the story that accompanies the card. Then we will go into our stillness, to a meditative state. And that card, that story, that guidance can take you wherever it needs to go. Perhaps it's wherever you want it to go. So as we shuffle the cards, you might want to think of a question that you are asking of Spirit, or you just might want to say to Spirit, tell me what I need to know, and allow the card to just give you that information. So it can be an answer to a question, it can just be information that you are seeking, or it can just be a relaxing message that allows you to just ease yourself into the rest of the week. I think it's time to get started, don't you? So as I said, I use these cards for our third Wednesday, and what I usually do is I shuffle the cards, and after I ask you to hold up your hands or just to send your intentions through the ether from wherever you are, even if you are watching a recorded version of this meditation, but send that energy, because even if you're watching a recorded version, whatever we choose of the card and whatever you hear of the card is exactly what you still need to hear, right? So I will shuffle them, and then just to show you that I'm not reaching into the deck with my own intuition, I'm going to draw the top card. That top card will be the card that you can all see. It will be the card that you have selected, we've all selected, because you've held your energy up to me and the cards, and that's the card that I'll choose. So let's do it. We're going to shuffle first, so if you want to just add your energy to the cards, I don't care how you do it. You can lift those hands up, you can close your eyes and will it to me, but just let me feel that energy coming from everybody who's watching or listening. You'll hear ambient noise coming outside my window. I live right in town in Washington, D.C., and I do always encourage everyone, especially as we go into meditation, to allow that ambient noise to take you deeper into your meditation, not bring you out of it. All right, so feeling that energy, feeling it strong, and I'm going to stop. So we're going to choose this top card. Whatever card this is the card you're going to see, right? Here we go. It's the top card, and it is ship's mothership. We've had this card before. I can't think of a more perfect card for this time and what's going on in the world and what we are going through. So we'll read more about it in a moment. Mothership. I'm going to put the card again where you can see it more clearly on another camera. So just sit tight for one moment. Now I'm going to read a bit about the suit of cards, which is ships, and then about the specific card that we've drawn, which is the mothership. So the suit we'll read about first is mothership. Here we go. Certainly the most well-recognized symbol of the entire extraterrestrial phenomenon, UFOs, of one kind or another, have been reported by multitudes of people throughout recorded history. Some of the designs in this system are based on photographic evidence or eyewitness accounts, while a few ships are extrapolations based on energy concepts they represent. The energy dynamic of the ships is connected to movement, journeys, and processes within our consciousness. So we are talking about a journey or movement in our lives toward something or away from something. And the mothership in its attribute is home and mother. So we're moving, and yet the mothership represents home. As the mothership, it is home, most likely temporarily as we make our travels throughout the world, but it is also moving toward home. Perhaps it is heading back to our home planet or toward another planet that we call home. So it serves as that place, as our base of operations, as the place we feel most comfortable, and it is likely moving to a place that is going to be more rooted. And of course, the mothership means that it is the feminine energy that is guiding us tonight. It is the mother, it is the home, it is the womb, and perhaps we will find out more as we hear from the story on mothership. So usually I wait till I read, and then I encourage you all to settle down and to make your nest. But I'm going to suggest that you start to do that now before we read the story. These are such beautiful stories. It's almost like a story time at bedtime. So make that nest for yourself. Gather your pillows and blankets and create a space that has energy, that allows you to be relaxed, but also not to be so relaxed that you doze off or fall asleep, which is fine if you do. But if you can create that space that you are both relaxed as well as in a space where you can keep the energy flowing, keep the blood flowing, and not doze totally off, remain kind of in that area in between sleep and non-sleep, in that meditative state. So make that for yourself now. Get comfortable. You can turn off your video if you already have it on. If you don't, great. But let's read about the mothership. So I will read and you can listen. And so the story is set up in that way where each letter of the word mothership represents a different idea, which I'm going to read to you now. M. Mother, you are always there when I return in the dark night. Oh, it is a welcome sight to see your brilliant guiding light. T. Tell my family I have arrived to share the tale of my trip. H. Happy to be safe and warm deep within the mothership. E. Earth is unlike any world I have explored before. R. Rare animals and plants abound. There are humans, and what's more, S. Sharing among them is truly rare, for they are fearful to the core. H. Home is just a house to them, 4 walls, a roof, and a door. I ponder their predicament as we float here high above. P. Perhaps they will never learn to respect their mother's gift of love. A mother's love is one of the most important factors in our ability to learn and grow into healthy, happy adults. It is now understood that if we are not given the opportunity to literally look into our mother's eyes immediately after birth, the necessary biological cues that we need in order to understand and process our new surroundings will not be passed on to us. Therefore, the mothership card symbolizes the importance of complete support and unconditional love in all our actions, especially at the beginning of any new relationship. Mother energy can nurture us in a way that allows us to find our own strength. However, if it is coming from a controlling attitude and fear of abandonment, it can become a smothering cloud that stunts our growth by passing that fear along to us. This card then carries polarized meanings. Depending on the circumstances, it can represent the need to strengthen the bond of home and family, or it can suggest that it might be time to cut the apron strings and leave the nest in order to avoid negative codependence. The mothership card also may be announcing that we need to pay attention to matters that involve children, whether those already in our lives or those who have yet to be born. It reminds us that each action or project we support is another kind of offspring, the fruits of our labor. As mother energy brings forth a new generation of ideas and awareness, it reminds us to take our family lineage, our heritage, into account as well. Building upon that progression in constructive ways will help us leave the world a better place for all the children of Mother Earth. Now, each time I read this mothership card, it comes back to me. It is a very complex card. There's a lot going on, and there are many messages that the card is holding for us. Working backwards from the book is that energy about focusing on children, either here or yet to be here. So we know in our world there's so much going on, especially with the war in Ukraine and the need of all Ukrainian refugees wherever they are. And we've seen the horrific pictures of so many refugee children that have left the country or that are seeking to leave the country. Is this a call for us to do something? Is this resonating in our hearts to do something ourselves to help the children of this war? Or perhaps closer to home, Is this a call to do something for the children in our neighborhood or in our community? It talks about strengthening the bond of home and family. And it gives us that ambivalent choice of strengthening those bonds or making them even tighter, or cutting those bonds in order to be able to blossom and grow. Now, I don't know about you, but getting ambivalent messages is not very helpful right now when I am seeking to make my own choices. But what it does emphasize is that the choice is ours to make always. So being presented with two seemingly dichotomy of messages in seemingly polarizing ways just represent that choice for us, or the opportunity to have them both exist at the same time. It seems impossible. But again, this is all, how is this resonating with you? Again, more parts of these messages. How is this sounding to you? Complete support and unconditional love in all of our actions. So, if we're beginning any new relationship, are we willing to be loving, fully loving? Now, I have an issue with the word unconditional love, or the two words unconditional love, because for me, the definition of love means that it is love. Love has no conditions. So unconditional love is a way that we've created this separation between what is just touching love and the immersion of ourself into the consciousness of the universe, which is love. So if we talk about sending love, or thinking about love, or sharing love, what we really mean to be doing when we say those words is what? Loving. Loving. So I invite you all to think, the next time that you think of sending energy or love or healing to the world, think about actually saying the words, I love blank, whenever you're sending that love. Because that's how we become immersive in the trueness of love with a capital L, in the divine love. We're processing so much in this card, because we're also giving birth all the time to new ideas that have been gestating within us, that have taken a long time to come to fruition. And so perhaps what we're talking about here is us being the mothership, the holder of all these ideas, the source that has to sometimes make choices to advance one of those offspring, and to take another one aside and nurture it more comprehensively. So how does this all resonate with you tonight? There's so much. And I just wanted to make sure that as we talked about this before we went into meditation, you had an idea of what Spirit might say to you as you delve deeper into yourself about mothership and home and being loving, and loving with all of ourselves at all times. Our creations, whether they be our offspring of biology or our offspring of ideas. So all that said, let's start our meditating process. So you made your nest already. And of course, we always enter into our meditative state. I'm just going to put the card up for you so that you can remember the card, or you can take a look at the card and remind yourself how you feel, what the card makes you feel, what the words on the card makes you feel. Words on the card make you feel. So maybe you might want to just keep your eyes open as we begin to take our deep breaths. And we know that's how we begin our process of going deeper into ourselves. And so let's together, again, keeping those eyes open, taking a big breath, inhaling. And holding for a moment. And then exhaling fully. Good. Inhale again. And hold. And exhale. And now take one more deep breath with great intention. Inhale. And now as you exhale, allow your eyes to just flutter shut slowly. And let us allow our breathing to return to a normal, comfortable pace. Inhaling and exhaling. And with each breath that we draw, we begin to go deeper and deeper into our very essence. Breathing naturally and comfortably. And with every breath, going deeper and deeper into ourselves. And as we go deeper and deeper, we know that our breath is holding us tethered to this space on earth. And we allow our sensation of our physical being to just dissolve ever so slowly, like you're watching a movie of the invisible person, just almost like a hologram, just dissolve away. As our bodies move into the ether, and yet now, with our presence only, we feel such complete wholeness. We feel no pain. We feel only comfort. We feel only peace in our hearts. Our presence just floats here in this ethereal space. We feel relaxed in mind. We feel serene. Here in this internal universe that we have found ourselves floating in. Floating, having no need to focus on any thought or aspect of our life on the earth plane. Here we can just be for a few moments. And suddenly we find ourselves in silence, in this universe within, in a place where we feel safe and comfortable. And we ask the Divine Mother, whose presence we sense, that we've been sensing as we've breathed. and allowed ourselves to feel free and whole. Because the Divine Mother is a part of our presence. And so in this space, in this stillness, we hear her voice within us, the voice that is as much our voice as anything. And as we listen to what that voice is saying, we know that it speaks to us without words, so gently, so lovingly. And as we open our hearts as this presence to the message of this beautiful voice that is always with us, we allow ourselves to know what the Divine Mother is saying to us, is messaging with us. And that voice rises wordlessly within us. As we allow what it says to guide us through these next few moments. The message sweeps across our mind and our presence. The message is one of focus. The voice informs us now of something to be aware of or to pay attention to in the coming days as we live. We open our hearts either to know what that experience is that we want to focus on, or to be open and aware so that we can see it when it arrives. What requires our attention? What do we have to nurture with our own mother energy? What is in our path or on our journey? What requires our love and understanding? What are we being called to know and to experience, and to nourish as we nurture? Mother has one message for us this evening she would like us to know and experience, and that is that whatever we are to focus on, her love, her support, that comes without condition, is there as our strength in this focus. That we can feel comfortable and safe as we ourselves nurture and nourish and help to make this situation or this experience or this person in our lives safe. And as we know this, we notice how light we are feeling. This presence is floating. Feels joyful. Feels celebratory. Feels natural. Feels loving. And in this state where we are floating as a presence, without body, we know that we can dance and we dance. We dance, we float, and in the process have discovered one another in this space, dancing, sharing, and celebrating that we and our Mother Energy are here for ourselves, for one another, for our community, and for the world. We form friendships of spirit, of love, of understanding, of healing and wholeness. We dance. We float. We are like breezes in the universe within, dancing without bodies, because we are light and free as spirit. And while we're without body, we sense our earth life drawing us back, drawing us home. We say farewell to the spirits dancing here in this universe within that we all share. And we just begin to relax ourselves back to that gentle, beautiful, cloudy mist of presence. So beautiful. So comfortable. So content. And so filled with spirit. Floating and floating and floating. And we sense that body calling us. And we sense ourselves floating back into that physical form that seems to be returning, reappearing, reemerging as our presence re-enters it. Gently. And as our physical self seems to materialize and we just float into it as a presence, we sense once again the power of our breath that has kept us right here in this space. As we inhale, we find ourselves inhaling through our nose. And exhaling through our mouth. Inhaling again and exhaling. Just naturally. Returning. We are now breathing completely back into our bodies. We choose to return completely to the earth plane. Our eyes are still closed. We're still enjoying the luxury of what we've just experienced and how we've experienced our mother and our idea of home and mothership. And we'll return completely by taking our 3 quick breaths. We'll open our eyes on our final one. So let's inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale quickly. Let's inhale one last time. And exhale quickly as we open our eyes and find ourselves right back here where we started. That journey into space, that journey into our own nourishing capacity, and that journey to hear the voice of the Divine Mother deep within, that is as much a part of us as any other voice we have heard in our lives. So I hope, and my wish and dream for you tonight is beautiful dreams, dancing in the universe within, with one another, with abandon, with ourselves, free of spirit, and open, because we apply ourselves practically open to whatever that voice, that mother voice has told us needs to be our focus in the coming days, knowing we are supported in that focus so that we can do what we have sought to do, accomplish what we are seeking to accomplish, with the help of the mother within, so that we can be that mothership. Be on it, be it, and know that it is there. Also, knowing that it is coming or going home, always. So, have a beautiful evening. Please check the ISDDC website. The address is at the bottom of your screen. You can make your love offering for tonight if you wish by going to the donate link. You can check out the events by checking the events link. And I'm sure we will see you somewhere soon. Next week at this time, we will have once again our virtual Reiki and energy healing share. This is a beautiful time that we do once a month, led by Sylvia Raitt, who's a Reiki master, who can help us all get in touch with the healing power of our mind and body and spirit, knowing that healing can happen from within, and she just helps us, guides us to that place of wholeness as well. So join us next week for Sylvia Raitt and our virtual energy and Reiki healing share. You don't have to be a healer, but if you believe in the healing process, join us to receive some yourself, to perhaps give back to the group, whatever you choose to do. So right here, 7:30 next week. Everything else, please check our website. I have some great things coming. And I will see you here on the first Wednesday of next month of April. I look forward to it. So be well and